Genesis chapter 21. Verse 1. And the Lord visited Sarah as he had said, and the Lord did unto her as he had spoken. Verse 2. For Sarah conceived, and bare Abraham a son in his old age, at the set time of which God had spoken to him. Verse 3. And Abraham called the name of his son that was born unto him, whom Sarah bare unto him, Isaac. Verse 4. And Abraham circumcised his son Isaac being 8 days old, as God had commanded him. Verse 5. To make a covenant between Abraham and Ishmael his son. Historical context. In the culture of ancient Mesopotamia and the Middle East, circumcision was a common practice among males to signify membership in the community and to mark spiritual or familial commitments. Genesis chapter 22. Verse 1. And it came to pass after these things, that God did tempt Abraham, and said unto him, Abraham. Verse 2. And he said, Take now thy son, thine only son Isaac, whom thou lovest, and get thee into the land of Moriah, and offer him there for a burnt offering upon one of the mountains which I will tell thee of. Verse 3. And Abraham rose up early in the morning, and saddled his ass, and took 2 of his young men with him, and Isaac his son, and cut the wood for the burnt offering, and rose up, and went unto the place of which God had told him. Verse 4. Then on the 3rd day Abraham lifted up his eyes, and saw the place afar off. Verse 5. And Abraham said unto his young men, Abide ye here with the ass, and I and the lad will go yonder and worship, and come again unto you. Historical context. The Hebrew word, Moriah, is often associated with Jerusalem, which would have been a significant location for worship in ancient Israel. Verse 6. And Abraham took the wood of the burnt offering, and laid it upon Isaac his son, and he took the fire in his hand, and a knife, and as they went on together. Verse 7. Isaac spake unto Abraham his father, and said, My father, and he said, Here am I, my son. Verse 8. And he said, Behold now, I have 2 sons. Verse 9. But the firstborn said, Father, I pray thee, afflict me not by taking my life from me, a sharp sword shall find him. Verse 10. But the second said, If thine hand be not against the boy, if thou do not stretch out thy hand upon him, then take now his 2 young men and we will slay them, but the boy we will live with thee as our brother. Historical context. The concept of a firstborn son held significant cultural and religious significance in ancient Israel, as seen in this passage where Isaac is referred to as Abraham's only son. Verse 11. And Abraham said, God shall provide himself a lamb for a burnt offering, my son. So they went both of them together. Verse 12. And he said, Lay not thine hand upon the lad, neither do thou anything unto him, for now I know that thou fearest God, seeing thou hast not withheld thy son, thine only son, from me. Verse 13. And Abraham lifted up his eyes, and looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah, and saw that it was a smoke of the burning, as of an oven. Verse 14. And it came to pass, when Abraham had finished speaking unto God, that God said, By myself I swear it, because thou hast done this thing, and hast not withheld thy son, thine only son. Historical context. This passage is a pivotal moment in the narrative of Genesis, marking a turning point in the relationship between God and Abraham. Genesis chapter 23. Verse 1. And Sarah died in Kiriath Arba, the same is Hebron. Verse 2. And Abraham came to mourn the death of Sarah, and to weep for her. Verse 3. And when Abraham was come to mourn for Sarah, Ishmael his son, and all the men of his house arose from unto him. Verse 4. And he communed with them, saying, If it be your master's pleasure that I should bury Sarah in the cave which is in Hebron. Verse 5. The field where he had buried Sarah was bought by Abraham from Ephron the Hittite. Historical context. In ancient Mesopotamia and Canaan, burial grounds were often located outside city walls, near springs or wells. Verse 6. And Ephron dwelt among the children of Het, and they spake unto Ephron in the ears of the people of the land, saying. Verse 7. Nay, my lord, hear us, thou art a prince of God amongst us, in the choice of our sepulchres bury her, and I will give thee the cave that is in Mamre which is in Hebron. Verse 8. And he said unto Ephron, If thou wilt give it me, I pray you, take it for Naaser, but he answered Ephron, Nay. Verse 9. My lord, hearken unto me, the field give I thee, and the cave that is in it, to thee, even in full. Verse 10. And he said unto him, Nay, if thou wilt give it not, then take money for it of my people, but he said, I will give it thee. Historical context. The Hittites were known for their extensive written laws, which govern property rights and inheritance among other aspects of society. Verse 11. And Ephron answered Abraham, saying unto him. Verse 12. My lord, hearken unto me, the land that thou takest possession of, give it for a positing, for the full weight of silver to thee. Verse 13. Thus said Abraham unto Ephron, Hearken unto me, I will buy the field and the cave that is in it, from thee for a full price. Verse 14. He said unto him, My lord, hearken unto me, but Ephron answered Abraham, saying. Verse 15. Nay, my lord, hear me, I give it thee, take the money for thyself, and the field, and the cave that is in it, before the eyes of the sons of Het. Historical context. The ancient Near East was known for its extensive trade networks, with goods such as grains, metals, and spices being exchanged across vast distances. Verse 16. And Abraham hearkened unto Ephron, and he weighed to him the silver which he had named in the ears of the children of Het, 400 shekels of silver current among the merchants. Verse 17. And so the field of Ephron, which was in Mamre, which is near Hebron, and the cave that is in it, and all the trees that are in the same field, before the eyes of Ephron, and before the eyes of Het. Verse 18. Were given unto Abraham for a possession in the presence of the children of Het, and in the presence of all who came into the gate of his city. Verse 19. And after this, Abraham buried Sarah his wife in the cave of Mamre which is in Hebron, in the land of Canaan. Verse 20. And it was told Abraham, saying, Behold, Milcah, she hath also borne children unto Nahor thy brother. Verse 21. Unto her were born 8 sons and a daughter. Genesis. Chapter 24. Verse 1. And Abraham was 100 years old, when his son Isaac was born unto him. Verse 2. And Sarah bore a son to Abraham in Hebron, and he called his name Isaac. Verse 3. And Abraham circumcised his son Isaac being 8 days old, as God had commanded him. Verse 4. And Abraham was 100 years old, when Isaac was born unto him. Verse 5. And Sarah said, God hath made me laugh, so she called his name Laughter, and it was said, There is a son to Abraham. Historical context.